This might seem really cruel when I say this, but the bottom line is truly this. When you have big families, as of course the British monarchy are, there are certain individuals that you get on and you don't get on with, and of course you can keep your distance, and normally it's just Christmas and holidays and stuff like that where you might have to mix over. You know, on that big Christmas Day walkabout, which you see all the senior royals take place outside the church, let's be honest, they all don't get on spectacularly, but a united front is put on in front of His Majesty the King. It's a different thing, isn't it, though, when His Majesty the King invites you to his summer residence, you know, to partake in a light conversation, a stay over, a get to know you, how you're doing, all of that sort of stuff. Our late and brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth, used this opportunity to talk to her senior family members about their roles outside, you know, in public, the royal family, to see how they were doing, what did they want to do, what have they enjoyed, what are the successes. That is exactly what King Charles plans to do. And let me tell you, a lot of people ask this burning question: would he invite, of course, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to Balmoral? Let me explain the background to this. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time. Now, I'm glad you enjoyed, by the way, the lovely story regarding Princess Margaret, of course, who highlighted a lot of things behind the scenes. And some people really mistook that. But what I'm saying is, you know, Princess Diana did a lot in the public face of stuff, which was well deserved and brought to public attention. But don't rule out the other royals as well. The Duchess of Kent did some sterling work behind the scenes for people that were suffering from all sorts of terrible diseases, misdemeanors, etc. And she went privately without a fanfare to visit them. The late Princess Margaret, often derided simply as a party girl, did a lot behind the scenes too. But she didn't want the fanfare. She felt that a private visit could do them a lot more than turn it into a circus, particularly when they were suffering already. So thank you for supporting that video as ever. It's still online and it's the Royal Secret Rock. Do check it out. It is a fascinating story as to what really went on behind the scenes. Back as ever though to your royal story of the day. The problem is Meghan. That is the problem. Meghan is the problem. No two ways about it. You know, His Majesty the King just doesn't want all the hullabaloo and very much would like to have his youngest son to visit him up in Balmoral, even for a couple of days, to sort of try and not necessarily straighten him out, but have a chat, see where he's at on a one-to-one personal level. I've been told from senior sources that they just don't want Meghan there because, of course, the reverberations around that are simply the fact that whatever happens will go around the world. You know, at some point she's going to release the material. You only have to look at the Oprah Winfrey interview to see how she openly lied about things that were simply not true. But in her mind, believe them. Now, I've been told that, you know, the King is still very open and optimistic to at some point rearranging his life so that he could see his youngest son. And while we recently told you about the royal historian who basically said that at some point Harry would return independently, well, you know, that's what actually senior royals believe. At some point this will ride it out, somehow a light bulb moment will come on, and suddenly, of course, Prince Harry will realise exactly where his family are and how much he truly does need them. But as I said, Meghan's the problem. There's only, you see, Prince Harry who's still carrying the torch, and rightly so. He's married to her, and according to him, of course, the mother of his two children. But what's interesting is the fact that clearly at some point it's going to become very apparent that they can't go to places simply because they don't want the drama, which is predominantly brought on by his wife. Now, His Majesty the King is a forgiving person, but apparently not that forgiving. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.